My name is Aparna Sud. I live in Boston. I am an abstract artist. I also have some other creative mediums besides painting. I like to dance and do poetry. I find like the mix of different art forms helps me just creatively express myself a little bit better. It's funny how we kind of return back to things that we loved as a child. So I used to paint when I was younger, dance, love to kind of create different patterns for fashion designs and clothes. And so, and then it was probably in my late 20s that I came back around to art. So when I did my grad school at Parsons, that during that process, like more of my creative spirit kind of came up, and I did the artist way, which actually kind of helped unlock a lot of creative prowess, power, spirit, and I started painting again after I did that series. Creativity for me is spiritual, so I think I lean on things like music, nature. I get really inspired by other artists too, like different works, different mediums, different fields, disciplines, and usually like I work in abstract form because I find the container can help me express an idea or concept, a bigger concept, a little bit better. So within that, like I'll usually have a concept that I anchor to, and then it starts to unfold and I can kind of see it come to life and then be able to express it in a visual medium. So things like this, like the surrounding has been so wonderful because it's just helps me go inward, which I think is where I draw a lot of creativity from, is like more of an inside out or within experience. And then just, yeah, connection, community to other artists really helps as well. Sometimes you don't realize how mentally overwhelmed you are, like when you're in the city and just kind of doing. And so being here, you get to really be alone with your thoughts, and just that slowing down period I think is absolutely necessary to be creative. Like you need that rest and digest period for creative cycles to work. And so it's been so lovely. Just Camille has been so welcoming, and you can kind of feel the energy of the artists that have been here. It's very inspiring, and to be around nature and the blue. I love the blue. The blue Azule is so fun. So yeah, it's been like the perfect environment to create.
Do you care to show us what you've been working on?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to push myself to do 7 pieces. And so the series, the nice thing about artist residencies is you get to do a whole entire series all at once, and just the time and space to do it is such a luxury. So I wanted to explore concepts that intersect time, space, and humanity. And so each piece is aligned to a single concept. So this one is around the idea of permeability. So, what does it mean to be in self in relation to others, and how porous are our boundaries? It's the idea of we're very influenced by each other and one another. And what does that mean for us as society, as humans? And then this one is Prismatic Self. So this is the idea that, whatever we see in each other is almost like a mirror to ourselves and can kind of help us unlock understanding and greater learning about ourselves. And so the idea is, we're kind of like refractory, moving. We have, pieces, or I don't know how to describe it, but like we basically refract on one another. And, what does that look like in shape and form in order to express that? This one is around resurgence. So it's the idea that things in our past kind of resurface into our future. And so it's the idea of like patterns, like things come up within the human condition and experience for us to like relook at a different time. So we're almost re-meeting that experience, but somewhat different. So it's also in there is the idea of evolution. This one is around sound and vibration as a vehicle of time. So it's called harmonic passage. And so this one is a little bit different from my color palette. Sometimes I have an idea of what I want to express, and then, the canvas, the painting just always tells you what it needs, and sometimes it comes out different, and you just have to be okay with that and let it be. So this one is around, vibrations, or the ability for sound to transport across different planes and time horizons. This one is the idea of obscurity. Like there's a space between our now and the future that represents both hope, possibility, and fear. So it's really trying to express the idea of like ambiguity and obscurity and like what emotions are within those spaces. This one is called Elastic Time. So this one is around elastic time horizon. So the idea that everything eventually is fleeting and the impermanence nature of things. And within that, there is almost like an ability to bend time within, all kind of experiences are eventually you have to release and let go of. And then this one I still have to finish. This one is called Crystallization. So this one plays with the idea of permanence. And so things like, objects or relics of time, memories can be crystallized and held on to in a certain way. So I was trying to kind of convey here almost like a fossil type of essence, and then also geometric patterns to bring to life this idea and concept. The hope is that my art inspires people to pause and reflect on this shared human experience that we're all having, and in a way to bring people together. I think art is so powerful in that it's a shared language. It's a language of the soul. And so I think, when you look at art, you're observing art, it's surfacing things within you, and, hopefully inspiring dialogue and internal reflection. I think as human beings, we're all creative, and for some of us, finding those mediums and ways to channel our creativity and ways to express ourselves has come a little bit more naturally or easier. But I think everybody is creative. It's just getting and finding that medium that speaks most to you. So my hope is also that my art kind of inspires or encourages people to explore their own creativity, and really go within and kind of internally reflect on, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to have this human experience in relation to everybody else around us at the same time? So, yeah, thank you.